Carl and Damon here from Games, Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it's They Made What into a TV series. As we're up to episode 2 of season 2, episode 28 overall, the Kongo Bongo Festival of Lights, written by Erica Strobel. Damon, it's night before the Festival of Lights, and Cranky is reading a rhyme to DK and Diddy in his hut. It is a banana version of The Night Before Christmas. I was so mad. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yep.
If I'd known this was going to have it's not a Christmas episode, but it was going to have that slant in it,
Yeah.
I'd have found a way for us to make sure we did this in December.
Yep.
But what are you going to do? It's because basically this festival is their variation on Christmas, with Diddy being excited about getting presents. And Cranky is excited about the truce that happens for one day between the lizards and apes. It's like another one of those random day things that you guys do. Really odd.
I would love to see a list of their rules on our island.
Yes, absolutely. Because otherwise we've got competitions where DK has to test his strength and stuff like that. It's all a bit weird. But no one told Captain Scurvy as we see his ship arriving. He isn't part of no truce. Meanwhile, in K. Rool's lair, all the troops have been sent off to spend time with their family. This shit I loved.
Yeah.
I laughed a lot at this.
It's funny, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my, we'll get to it. K. Rool is happy about this as he thinks it is important for them to spend time with family. Even he is planning to go home. And I wrote, this is not only weird, it's got a message.
Yes.
And I was like, this is not what Donkey Kong Country does. Like, what are we doing here? And it will continue that with probably, one of the biggest developments seen to date, really.
Yep.
His description seems to make Clump a bit jealous. K. Rool and Crusher leave, but Clump stays behind. Crusher comes back and wonders why Clump isn't leaving too, and it turns out that Clump actually has nowhere to go. He then sings a ballad called No Family Tree. Once that is over, he remembers he was taught a poem as a kid that could cheer him up, and he starts to sing it, but he can't remember the final line about remembering someone. The next day, DK is planning a firework display, but Diddy wants to know what his present is. DK agrees to tell him as he's got everyone the same thing, which is a banana. Diddy laughs because he thinks DK is joking, but it turns out he isn't. Before this can go any further though, he smells banana cream pie and finds Candy, who has a present for him. DK realises that he's going to have to get better presents, especially when he sees that Funky has a cool surfboard for him. DK is stressing about the present situation while he sets up the fireworks, but comes up with an idea of begging Inka Dinka Doo for help. When has the fucking idol ever helped you?
Yep.
Inka Dinka Doo tells him to look into the heart of his enemy to find the greatest gift of all. Well, that's not confusing. DK is confused, but while running through the jungle, he runs into Clump. They can't fight because of the truce, and Clump thinks DK is also alone. But DK tells him that he was spending it with his friends. Clump then reveals that he always comes out to this part of the jungle to see the fireworks. And I was like, oh, that's sad. Poor Clump.
It's the deep episode, man.
Yeah. DK tells him that they won't be any because of his present situation. Clump offers to help DK help if DK sorts the fireworks out, and lets him get a front row seat, which DK agrees to, and they shake hands. Meanwhile, Captain Scurvy has arrived and plans to steal the coconut. Oh.
Yeah,
It's always got to be about it.
Has to be, yeah.
While the truce is being honoured by the others. He does point out to his crew that the coconut isn't what he wants most, though. It's something he lost years ago. Like, okay, that's weird.
Yep.
Indeed. In K. Rool's vault, DK is happy with all the stuff inside, while Clump bemoans his loneliness. He starts to sing his poem again, which DK overhears. That's important. He wonders who Clump is supposed to remember. He kind of hears it and goes, what are we supposed to remember? But Clump doesn't actually know. DK has been messing around in K. Rool's lair with the minecarts as Diddy goes looking for DK. Cranky is angry that DK hasn't actually set up the fireworks yet. His anger is directed at the arrival of Captain Scurvy and his goons. Hearing that there are presents too, the pirates decide to steal them all, ruining Christmas, or the Festival of Lights.
Yep.
DK is now in K. Rool's personal quarters, checking out his books. Clump isn't too happy about this, but K. Rool's CCTV kicks in and they see Captain Scurvy leaving Cranky's hut with a coconut. So they see that going on. Clump and DK agree to team up to stop Captain Scurvy. DK arrives back at Cranky's and tells them that there's a plan as Clump arrives too. Diddy, DK and Clump all arrive at the pier where Captain Scurvy's boat is docked. Clump is told to be a lookout as DK pretends to be Captain Scurvy from behind a barrel. It's enough to convince his goons to take the barrels aboard, but DK and Diddy's celebration is short-lived when Captain Scurvy catches them immediately. Thought you were shaking your head there.
I was, because again, it's the whole pretending to be someone again. It's
Yeah,
like, come on, man.
it's a major part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But at least here it's just a voice and they don't see him.
Yeah.
On Captain Scurvy's boat, the lizard points out that he wanted to steal the fireworks that Diddy and DK wanted to get on the boat anyway. He then reveals the coconut in his hand. Diddy asks about the other thing that Captain Scurvy is searching for, and he now reveals that it's his long-lost brother. And it hit me, I was like, no. No.
Yep.
Really? He then starts to sing the same poem that Clump sung, which includes the final line properly. And I'm like, say what? Think about how boring and haphazard this show is.
Yep.
And we actually get something here that's got development. I'm like, wow.
It's a very deep episode, man. It is, yeah.
I thought it was incredible. DK notices and hears the poem and he's like, that sounds familiar, but I can't quite remember it. Clump then arrives with a gun and demands the coconut and insults Captain Scurvy. They then get into an insult argument. It's not a reference to The Secret of Monkey Island, but I was like, that's what I thought of. Which reminds DK, though, at this point, who sings the poem. He starts to sing it, which sees Clump and Captain Scurvy join in. The full thing is now sung by the pair. Just Remember Me, it's called. So they're brothers, apparently. Okay. Clump's shock has him drop his gun, which fires at the fireworks, and everyone runs off the boat and watch the fireworks show in awe. Clump and Captain Scurvy talk about their past and how they got separated. Captain Scurvy took the blame for Clump setting fire to the swamp when they lived in with fireworks and was then run out by everybody else. It's like, God, even explain how they got separated. Yep. That night, the fireworks are still going off, but DK is sad about the presents being lost. Cranky points out that it's not about presents. DK realises that is what Inka Dinka Doo meant as Candy, Funky and Diddy come along. It's all about spending time with loved ones. It's a simple message. It's a message we all know.
Yeah.
But it's an important one for children.
Yep.
Finally, in K. Rool's lair, Captain Scurvy and Clump are sharing stories as Crusher and K. Rool arrive back. K. Rool is not happy to see that Captain Scurvy is planning to move in, but Clump reveals that he's planning to leave. K. Rool refuses to let him leave, but Captain Scurvy gets into his face over it. And that's how we end.
Yep.
And I'm very intrigued. I haven't seen the next episode, but you have. Without doing too much of those spoilers, do we just forget about this in the next episode?
Yep.
Fuck!
Nothing else happens.
I'm so frustrated by that. You had a real opportunity here. You idiots! How frustrating is that?
It's the basis of the show. They've done it. I mean, that was a decent episode.
Yes, it was a decent episode.
Yeah.
One of the better ones we've seen.
Yeah.
And works really well because it felt like, for the first time in a while, our investment of watching these characters go through the same stuff over and over again was slightly paying off.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so disappointed. I shouldn't be surprised, though. That's the thing.
I mean... No, I won't say.
No, we will. Yeah. We'll do it, and we'll be watching and recording it for video again, of course. But overall, I thought this was one of the stronger episodes because of all of that. Taking it out of context, just looking at its own. I like the fact that they did a kind of Christmas episode, but without it being Christmassy, changing it to the Festival of Lights. I like the message it was sending. I like the fact the message also comes from K. Rool, the villain too. I enjoyed this.
When was this episode aired? Was it aired in December, do you know?
No, I didn't write it down, unfortunately.
I wonder.
I'd be intrigued. I'd be intrigued too. That would be quite cool if it did actually air then as well. But I enjoyed it. I did.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a rare thing where we kind of get to be quite positive about it. That's episode 2 of season 2, episode 28 overall, the Kongo Bongo Festival of Lights. What do you think? Do you enjoy it like we did? You know what to do. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?